masters of horror.
Welcome to the Scariest Things podcast, your gateway to the trends and tropes of the horror genre. This is Spooky Time, episode 22.
Woohoo!
And we have a little crew today. And despite the fact that I am out here in the fabulous Puget Sound at Anderson Island for the Cabin in the Woods Film Festival, where I am currently a judge. And one thing that I should let everybody know when you're in a cabin in the woods, the one thing that you probably shouldn't do is open up something like this.
Oh.
Something like this.
Oh no.
For anybody who's listening, Eric has what very may be the Necronomicon and has opened it and is showing
Robert is gonna
spells.
read some of this stuff and curse the whole group.
Hey, none of us are together.
And it
That's
came
good.
when it arrived, and it was wrapped in barbed wire, which was nuts. Anyway,
Eric, there's something behind you.
I know. Eric, you're glitching. It's like
There's
VHS.
There's gonna be a Sasquatch coming out of the back of there's a deadite. I'm sure it'll happen after.
It'll happen after.
There's a basement that I'm not aware of in the bottom of this thing, and I'm gonna get jumped. But anyways, yeah, this has been a real treat. I've been the VIP guests are all judges at the Cabin in the Woods Film Festival, and which will have the showings of all the films on Saturday in Seattle. But for 5 days, we are fed and housed in a cabin in the woods with activities. Like we have a horror photo shoot tomorrow.
Let's see how many of you make it out of the cabin in the woods to the thing in Seattle. I don't know.
Fortunately, we had a class from a special army ops officer teaching us how to survive a horror movie, and so I've recorded a podcast on that. And so I'll go into full details on that. But anyways, having a great time here in Seattle, thanks to Crystal Connor and all of her generosity. And
yeah, be sure, go back a couple months, listen to Eric's podcast where he talked to Crystal all about this film festival, and you can hear all about it. And hopefully we'll see a Cabin in the Woods part 2.
Yeah. Well, if I survive this, there will be 2024.
If we lose Eric, it's not the Zoom cutting out, it's the Cabin in the Woods.
It's the Cabin in the Woods.
It's not because we have bad Wi-Fi out here. But the today's gathering, we're actually going to concentrate on a single film, and this is probably the biggest film that has hit this year.
Yeah, it is.
It's got really buzzy. It's all 4 of us have seen it. Mike and Liz got first crack at it at South by Southwest. I saw it at Overlook, and Robert saw it in wide release, right?
I did, yeah. Well,
it was taught me.
It was a special screening at the Alamo,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, and that film, since Eric did cut out a little bit because the Deadites are coming, is Talk to Me, A24's
I missed
viral sensation, now directed by Danny and Michael Philippou from Australia. The Australians continue to rule this year. I mean, almost
Australian
everything we've
wave
talked
of
about
horror.
has been an Australian film. And as Eric said, this film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January. A24 quickly picked it up. Mike and I got to see it at the second screening, which was at South by Southwest. And then I think Overlook was probably the 3rd or 4th screening, and it was their secret screening where Eric and I got to see it. Nice. And then it was the 5th screening. Oh, everybody's shaking. It's like 5. And then, Robert got to see it, and I have seen it again in wide release because I want them to have my money. So I have seen it thrice.
Nice.
Whoa, 3 times.
I have seen it 3 times.
I watched the trailer again in prep for tonight, but I haven't seen it again since we saw it.
Yep.
How many times have you guys seen it?
I've
I've only seen it the once. I got to see it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
probably want to see it again in the theaters.
Yeah.
I think one of the takeaways from this, in a year where some of it's been kind of hit and miss for our big films
Mhm.
this year. Our two Dracula films fell on their face and unlikely to get up, including, and I love both of them.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too.
Last Voyage of the Demeter and
I don't think it was the film's fault.
Renfield. No, I think the people just
It's the
they
title.
market
It's
it
the
as-
title
It's
of
the
those
title,
films.
yeah.
It
And the
is.
marketing
title's
people.
fault. The
Yes.
marketing people blew it.
It should be Dracula's Apprentice and Dracula's Boat. You know,
Yep.
and then we're good.
The Dracula boat.
Voyage of
Party on the
Dracula.
Lido deck.
So we have had some other successes though. I mean, Megan was a
Yes.
surprise hit, and
Yeah.
Insidious: The Red Door did very well.
Yep.
And Talk to Me
Yes.
was done on a A24
Remarkably
picked 'em up.
well.
The little film that I
$4.5
made,
million
like-
to make, $50 million gross so far.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yep.
Yeah.
And before we get into the plot and things about the movie, they have already greenlit a sequel. So that is coming from A24. And the directors have already made a prequel. They shot it on their phones while they were making this. And it's about, to get into the story, it opens with a house party in Australia where a guy is looking for his brother named, I think his name is
Oh.
Declan. And
Yep.
that is who the story is going to follow in the prequel. So
Okay.
I would love to
That
see
would
that.
be very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And talk about amazing opening scenes. I don't think it's spoiling because it happens in the
Oh,
first 3 minutes of the
for sure.
movie. You
Yeah.
have someone get stabbed and then stab themselves in the face. So
It is all gas, no
Yeah.
brakes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right from the jump. And that's
Yeah.
that is the thing that really resonated with me about this film. And it's like
Mhm.
they didn't slow down at any point in the film. There was no like quiet, somber reflection. It was just
Mm-mm.
go, 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 go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a sweet 94-minute runtime.
Yeah.
Ah, thank
That's how
you,
you do it.
Australia.
That is how you do it.
You don't need, when you have a great story, a really, really good cast of talented young people, you don't need 2 hours. You need 90
No.
minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, for
you
this
don't need-
story,
yeah.
it was a perfect runtime.
Yeah.
It really
It was for
it
sure.
really- it really told everything that you needed in its acts. I think if you stretched it on, it would have just gotten frustrating.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
would have had to add a bunch more exposition to it, and you would have lost that full bore pacing.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So quick synopsis of the film is that it is Mia who is I don't want to say celebrating, recovering from her mom's recent death by suicide. It's the 2nd anniversary. She's very close to her friend Jade and Riley. They're like family. And they hear about these people.
They live together.
kind of-
I guess that's an important element.
Yeah,
Even
she's
though
sort of
they're not-
adopted into that family.
Yeah,
Right.
but they no,
Yeah,
she
they're
lives
not
with her
biologically
dad.
Fully adopted.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's an,
yeah. She lives with her dad.
Right.
Riley and Jade are brother and sister.
but but because of the mother's death, father and daughter are estranged.
Yeah.
They don't deal
Right.
well with each other.
Yeah. So the kids in the town are putting on the TikTok and on the Instagram videos of them at parties, and it looks like they're all spazzing out, but it's not drugs, it's possession. So they say like, wait, I want to do this. And they go to a party where there is it looks like a ceramic hand. If you're watching behind Robert, it's a hand, and you put your hand in it and you say, talk to me, and the spirit enters you. And then there's rules, got to have rules because we got to break those rules in order to accelerate the action.
Exactly.
And the shit hits the fan, or rather the faces hit the tables, walls, floors, and other things. So this, to me, I think what was so great about this is this movie is funny and hilarious and like carefree until it is not. Which is, I mean, it's not even like a metaphor for drugs. It's like taking a phone book and smacking you on the face and being like, don't do
It's not
drugs.
subtle, yeah.
Like it's not a subtle metaphor.
Don't do possessions, kids.
Yeah. So it's
Not good for
possession
you.
as drugs. And oh man, I loved it.
Yeah.
You know,
Mike?
what's great, you mentioned the rules, and
Yes.
the main rule is 90 seconds, which I think calibrates very nicely to the length of the film, which is 90 minutes.
Right.
So you can literally show the full 90-second possession, and it doesn't take away from the film at all. You would think, oh, you don't need to show the whole thing, but they literally showed the whole 90 seconds.
Right.
And you're in it for the ride, because the 90 seconds only gets more and more intense as the clock ticks upwards or downwards, depending on which side of the hand you're on. But that's a pretty clever bit as well, because normally if you do something like that, it's lots of fast cuts, it's lots of quick edits, and you don't see the full 90 seconds. Maybe you're seeing like 15-20 seconds, but you in this case you see the whole thing, which I think adds to the dread, because you're just like, oh my gosh, these folks are not going to make it out.
Pull the plug.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Pull the plug. Yeah. Release the hand.
Oh my God, release the hand. But as we alluded, it doesn't go well. And Riley, who is, I think he's about 12, like the 12-year-old brother, is
maybe a little older. Yeah.
Possessed for the long haul.
Sure.
And that's Riley, if you're watching. Poor little Riley. Oh, and he's
It's
just
not
the
as well for
sweetest.
Riley possession. Riley
Yeah.
having a bad day.
Riley is
Yeah.
having a very bad day. So God, I love this movie. Mike, you gave it 4.5 stars, and
Yeah.
I agreed, because I won't say the ending, but on my initial 2 viewings, I
Yeah.
didn't love the ending. I
Really?
thought
You
it
didn't
was
like it?
too happy.
It takes
No,
3
I-
endings. You have to watch it
The
3
third
times.
time I kind of got more
Okay.
and picked up on some things, some clues that I had missed.
Okay.
That made me like the ending more. So I think this might be a 5-star movie.
I think it's a 5-star for me.
Yeah.
5-star for me. I mean, this
Okay.
is a Stone Cold classic.
I loved it the whole way through. The ending and
Okay.
everything.
Yeah,
This is a movie that I think-
the scene with Riley there's multiple scenes with Riley. I likened it in my review. I said, if the scene in Hereditary kind of got under your skin, where is it Peter like bangs his head against the desk
the
at
desk.
school? Take that, multiply it by 5, and then multiply it by like 10, because it takes one of the more shocking elements of Hereditary, and just ratchets it up to the kind of things I've never seen before in a horror movie.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a stretch.
The big thing for me was that they took the high school peer pressure. They're bringing back high school kids into horror movies without making it. This is believable.
That's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, the kids are doing stupid things. They're not dumb kids. They're just, but you understand the pressures on them inside. They go, Riley, you shouldn't do this. Like, no, I really want to do this. Like, okay, 40 seconds and you're out. 40 seconds and you're out. Or the time limit.
90 seconds.
Because they cut his time.
They
limit
cut his
because
time.
He was a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was still like, dude, don't do that. And,
Don't do that.
Well, it's all fun and games until it's not. And the problem is with this, and with, what the filmmakers are saying with drugs, is it's too late when it's not fun anymore.
Right.
You can't, there's no way to pull back. It's not fun because something goes really, really, really wrong. But I thought, yes, they were doing stupid things, but they were doing teenage things. They weren't,
Right. It's that whole
they're
feeling of
invincible
invulnerability.
teenagers. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
It felt real teenagers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had Nancy Reagan hired
Say no to the hand.
hired Danny and Michael Filippo to do this in the
Maybe.
80s. I might have been on a very different trajectory.
Oh, it's so
that's when the
good.
Satanic Panic meets Don't Do Drugs.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's the perfect.
It is the perfect marriage. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it really
but
is.
Eric, to your point, the thing I think was so incredible about this was very authentic dialogue, very authentic kids,
Mhm.
Yeah.
very believable inner family dynamics, very believable motivations.
Yes.
Like even, as Liz alluded to, it wasn't exactly a celebration, but she convinces her sister, in quotes, to basically like let her take the drug on the eve of
Yeah.
her mother's, was it
I think the second, like they call them Remembrance Day, so it's like a
Yeah.
memorial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that even that has a great deal of credibility and believability to it. The fact that she would say, hey, I kind of want to forget all of this horrible stuff that happened and forget the addiction and everything, and I want to use drugs as that way to do that. Super believable, very, very authentic.
I loved it. So
I think
let's
this is
see.
gonna make Sophie Wilde into a star.
Is that who
think-
plays Mia?
Yeah.
Sophie Wilde. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
I-
was the at the Alamo where I saw the film. They had a little interview with the directors afterwards,
Mhm.
and they were talking about some of the acting choices that they made, and putting Sophie Wilde in the film cost them like $1 million. They had
Of the $4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of their investors was like, yeah, we wanted a bigger name, and Sophie Wilde was basically unknown, so they pulled their money out.
Oh, okay. Well, she's going to be a big name now, and those investors are on the marketing team with Warner Brothers, who did all the Dracula stuff this year, or Universal. Like they're like kicking themselves. Goodness.
Speaking of stories, Liz, you have a very funny story. I think it's very funny
when
story.
Mike and I were at South by, the directors were there to present the film, and there is a scene. It's not spoiling to say that there is a very, very memorable scene in this movie that involves a lovable bulldog. They've talked about how stinky he is, and he's just a big, big old bulldog. And
I would have been so mad.
Yeah. It was it is an embarrassing thing that happens to one of these kids that has to do with this dog, and to the other ones, they're all filming and laughing. The director said that all of the actors in that scene had to perform the same scene with the dog so that no one could be like, ew, look what you had to do. So, because that was the audience kind of favorite scene, or not favorite, but everybody, that was the first wild groans and laughs from the audience was that scene of being like, oh God, what is going to happen? We know something bad's going to happen, but
and what's awesome about that is it's like self-referential peer pressure.
Yes.
It's like internal peer pressure to the film.
Yes.
I think that segment when they show all the kids sort of going through the process of getting high,
right,
and you could sort of see how much fun they were having, and that it was that they, this is a pushing the limits, high school kids trying to expand the boundaries of what they're allowed to do, and they're having fun, and just the silly antics that happen because not every soul that possesses them is actually angry,
right? Because they keep saying like, do it again, and then next time, don't ever do it that one more time. Don't do that last job. Don't make that last trip. Come on, this is a horror movie, guys.
But Ryan and Mia get suckered into it because that they think I can handle it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the same drug analogy, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, all of you guys gave it 5. I gave it 4.5. I'm still torn on the ending. Here's the real question: is this? because I think, as you mentioned earlier, Liz, we have Puzzle Box, which I just saw at the Popcorn Frights Film Festival, Australian. We had Monolith, Australian. We had Late Night with the Devil, Australian. We have Talk to Me, Australian.
Beaten to Death that I just did the trailer upload. That's coming out in a week. That's Australian.
Yeah. So Australians are killing. This is the question, is this the best horror film of 2023?
So far, yes.
Yes.
Oh, Liz says yes. Robert says yes.
Yeah. Eric? I'm picking between this and Late Night with the Devil at the moment.
I would say those would be the top two for me, but this one is gonna beat it.
Yep, I think so.
And if I had to give my list right now, I'd have something in between the two, but we'll save that for the end of the year.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So was this one of your festival darlings?
Yes, for sure. No, it wasn't. But it's something that I've been championing all year. But I did see it at South by Southwest. But
I know what you're talking. I know what this one is.
Yeah. So please come to me and knock this off the top of my list, Hollywood. Give me something better in the next 4 months of the year that we have left, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Is anything on the table that you think might, Liz?
Toxic Avenger.
That's not for me.
Part 2. Come on, there's tons of stuff.
The Exorcist.
Talking about?
If it does, I will. I don't know. Like,
you'll eat your headphones.
I would eat my headphones if The Exorcist is the best movie of the year. Because it ain't happening.
No, sir.
Toxic Avenger is not for me. I think another one that's gonna I think The Coffee Table. I know it's coming to Fantastic Fest and hopefully it will get a release. That's gonna be in my top 10 list, and that will make a lot of other top 10 lists for anybody who's able to see it at the festivals. Because that's another one that's real funny until boy, it is not, and it goes dark and depressing.
I think
is it Australia?
It's not, it's Spanish.
Oh,
this is top 10 than my top 10.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a good year so far. I think Mike and I have seen a bunch of good films from Popcorn Frights.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it here, but go on to our website. Check out. I think between the two of us, I think we've got 8 films. I've still got 2 more to watch that I've got trailers for. We do have Lovecraft Film Festival coming up. Maybe Another Hole in the Head might have some things.
And also, I know there's stuff coming out from Robert and Joseph for Fright Fest, because that actually just kicked off today in London.
Yeah.
As we're recording this.
We'll have some reviews for that.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
And then Fantastic Fest.
Anything to look forward to, Robert?
I'm actually looking forward to Suitable Flesh, but I haven't found a screener for it yet.
Okay.
That just screened at the Lovecraft Festival that Gwen and Brian did in Portland.
Oh, okay.
They just got it there. And I believe that kicked off Fright Fest today. So
there you go.
Hearing more.
All right. Well, here's the good news. Talk to Me does not have a tagline, so we can just say adios. Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me, but go to the theater. Give these people your money. Look, Eric's still safe in the wood.
Talk to me.
Eric, don't turn around. See you guys.
Bye.
The Masters of Horror.